Aura forming. The act of constantly trying to look cool or badass. To build aura, as the kids would say. In other words, yes Piccolo, we see the fit. Aura forming isn't about whether you are actually cool or strong. It's a way of life, to make sure everyone knows you got that shit on. Yes, this is entirely inspired by the fact that I saw that one Jesus aura forming post on Twitter. And so today, in Bionic Slop, we are going to take a look at some of the aura formers of Arknights. Now, not every character can be a true aura forming goat. If you are supposedly cool but your aura can't generate any CGs, you're an aura forming fraud. And as this video is mostly just for fun, you should assume that this isn't going to be a complete list. So, if you have anyone else who you believe is an aura former, it's up to you to give reasons for that in the comments down below. With all that out of the way, let's just hop straight into the aura formers. And we are going to hop into two strong contenders right at the start. Lugal Sorgas and Karandu Kagan. With a CG given to us in the fourth ending of IS-4, the only time these two characters would appear on screen, they had to lock in so that their aura forming status would be legendary. And so their epic stare down, trapped within an ever-repeating reality, has been immortalized for all of us to gaze upon. Such incredible aura. Battling against each other and demons for all eternity, and still possessing incredible aura, is fantastic work for any aura former. Even the descendants of Lugal Sorgas have incredible aura. Zubar might have only made an appearance in one single event, but he used that limited time to aura form at an incredible pace. Not only did he survive fighting eldritch demons, but after that he became a mummy to fulfill a promise to his father. And centuries after, Zubar became an exhibit in a museum where Pepe would revive this mummy. Bro was awakened, and following traumatizing a little cat, he immediately almost executes Narantuya. Regaining consciousness and immediately trying to catch a body to protect a random cat girl is crazy work. And of course, he wasn't done yet. Later in the event, after regaining all of his memories, he decides the whole city gotta go, which leads us to his greatest aura forming moment, forgiving Sandreckoner. Like, there was no reason to hit this pose just to say, yeah bro, we good now. Bro couldn't even die normally, literally melting into gold. No body left, but making sure everyone knows he kept that bling on him at all times. The mummies of Sargon aren't our only aura forming super soldiers. It's practically a requirement for super soldiers to be proficient in the art of aura forming. The Silverlands Pegasi haven't had many appearances, but the pull-up game is crazy. Like, imagine it being a literal crime to enter the capital city, so you engineer a situation that makes it completely legal to pull up like this just to help the Null family. They even are able to put the Armorless Union in their place, simply by pulling up with a few members. Shit talking straight to Platinum's face, cause they know she ain't built like them, is perfect. It is aura forming to a T. But Victoria refuses to be outdone by Casimiras. The Steam Knights of Victoria are literally built to generate aura. I mean, technically they generate steam, but you get what I mean. Like, it's impossible to not look imposing in a tank sword of metal. Even just a chest piece of an old suit gives you an idea of the presence this group brings to the battlefield. Take a look at a CG of a Steam Knight and you'll see that the aura drips from every inch of their frame. Even when buried alive for years in front of Arknights' Excalibur, the first thing the last Steam Knight did was get to catching bodies. After the carnage that Siege barely escaped from with her life, during the final battle against the Sorkars, the Steam Knight crashed into the battlefield like a madman. He had to make sure the Sorkars knew it wasn't sweet out here in Victoria. While not done entirely by himself, the last Steam Knight made sure to aura form for long enough for Siege to put Not Excalibur to use. Then he of course hit the Tuxedo Mask and dipped when his work was done. The Abyssal Hunters, as we know, be doing too much at all times to make sure you know they got that shit on them. Like, you can't convince me Spectre using a chainsaw as a mode of travel is for anything other than aura forming. We know you are super fast. You are actively slowing yourself down for this move. The worst offenders are of course Gladia and Ulpanius. Gladia be making sure she looks like a supermodel no matter what CG she appears in. Be it her getting interrogated, her kidnapping someone, or her examining the slow degradation of her body. Ulpanius also treats aura forming like a way of life. Bro actually always gotta be mysterious, like he has an allergy to healthy communication. Like, you and Gladia do not need to be hitting the JoJo poses like this, just to tell her that you do not trust Aija. Like, it is never that serious, bro. Just tell her what's wrong. But for an aura former like Ulpenius, it is illegal for him to ever be straightforward. The final group of aura forming super soldiers that we're going to talk about today are the Emperor's Blades. The Emperor's Blades always be doing too much when they pull up. Like, imagine you just a small group of infected trying to make a living in the tundra, and you wake up one morning to see this outside your tent. Like, bruh, you are a literal super soldier. You don't need to be pulling up on the homeless like this. We all know that the Emperor's Blade's gonna be treating the homeless like Batman treats henchmen, hitting them with a "now talk" after police brutalitying them. But there is one who can out-aura form the Emperor's Blades. A true Giga Chad. One who requires no introduction, even though I've just given him one. Patriot. Bro ain't even trying to aura form. Him pulling up simply passively generates it for him. Like, how can you be aura forming while making Super Bro? Not to mention, just look at his death CG. This shit goes hard for no reason. His aura forming is so good, he even be giving it out after his death. From an out-of-universe perspective, him pulling up to save Tallulah from the Emperor's Blades literally happens after he's already dead. Not to mention his personal soldiers adding their aura to Rose Montes' so that she may perform acts of aura forming herself. Even to this day, Nez Salam, one of the Sorka's leaders, is aura forming off of Patriot's legacy. I trained that boy head ass. Patriot truly a legend of the aura forming game. And speaking of those who benefited from Patriot's aura, Tallulah and the Black Snake. Tallulah has been aura forming since she killed Kashi, who, as the Black Snake, decided to lock in for his death CG. Bro had to aura form in this body one last time before possessing Tallulah. Since then, Tallulah, while possessed, managed to do a massive amount of aura forming, from pulling up on Rhodes Island with the whole squad, to showing off the power of her flames against Chen. The Black Snake, fully emerging from Tallulah during the climax against Chen and Amiya, also got to show us just how dedicated to the aura forming lifestyle the Black Snake was. Tallulah even got a mean looking mugshot when she was imprisoned, and despite mellowing out since her time as the leader of Reunion, Tallulah can still go pose for pose with other aura forming goats. And speaking of her, Eblana is the definition of aura forming. She's been sacrificing becoming an interesting and compelling character to purely spec into aura forming. Call her 007. 0 character moments, 0 story relevance, 7 aura forming CGs, and no, I am not making that up just for the bit, she actually has 7 CGs. Like, going pose for pose with your sister from across an entire country is crazy aura forming work. We shall be watching her career with immense interest. Hopefully, she'll transform some of this aura forming into character development, but without a doubt, we can expect more CGs of her in the future. The Beast Lords have, without a doubt, become experts of aura forming throughout their long lives. Like, there is no CG with a Beast Lord that doesn't go crazy. Even that bum Zaro looks tough in CGs. Like, at the very least, he can lock in. But because there are plenty of Beast Lords, let's use some examples. Gawain has 1 CG in the main story, so we had to lock in for it. I mean, it's crazy work to be aura forming for a literal child like this. Siege isn't even old enough to remember you doing all this for her, bro, so why are you? Then, after him, we got the High Priest. He be pulling up to the tribal leadership fight in a mech, really escalating things from an honorable 1v1 to parry this, you fucking casual. Also, slight spoiler for the Donmeshi collab, how do you be aura forming while being turned into dinner? Legendary work right here. Even someone who you wouldn't think could aura form can get those insane picks. Dolly be aura forming for no reason. Like, bro, you're an actual pink sheep. You do not need to be an aura forming goat like the rest of your kind, but he of course is. Dolly is aura forming off of an active volcano. You know you're him when you can surf on lava. And to round out my glazing of the Beast Lords, it is of course my beloved Emperor. This image speaks for itself. Not only are you pulling up on the ops, you pulled up with the ops' entire family backing you. That is genuinely insane work. And if anyone brings up the CG of him getting bodied by the Rat King,
it's false. No way. Not this time. We created it.
It is all a government psyop to make you not think Emperor is him. And the final character we will be talking about today is Theresis, the brother of Teresa and the leader of the Kasdal Military Commission. This man truly is a legend of the game, potentially the biggest aura former in all of Arknights. Bro began aura forming since the minute he made an appearance, from lifting the Sarkaz crown with his sister to standing as the leader of the Sarkaz Royal Court. Bro understood the assignment was to lock in for every single shot and has been acing the class ever since. He even pulled up in chapter 11 to take down the old hag to ensure she couldn't yap for a while. This is genuinely crazy stuff. It's why chapter 12 has less dialogue than chapter 11. Bro saved us from listening to the Calcid Yap session. Insane aura forming both in and out of universe. What I'm saying is, if that any single character influenced the creation of this video, aside from that aforementioned Bible aura forming tweet, it's Thesis. Specifically, the CG that was used as the thumbnail for this video. Like, the aura forming on display here is genuinely biblical. This is literally right after he successfully organized the assassination of his twin sister. Aura forming off of your own sister's death is genuinely the craziest thing that anyone featured in this video has done. Even surfing on lava does not come close. So, what was the point of this video? Nothing. There is no point. I have just spoken to you in brain rot for the last 11 minutes. I would not be surprised if nobody makes it through my brain rot induced rant. If there is anything to take from this video, however, it would be that if you wish to embody the aura forming lifestyle, then you should be a Sarkaz. There are quite a few of them that could have made this list, but I've had my fun and I don't want to glaze the sanguine oak, so I am going to cut this one here. Y'all be good people, and I will talk to you in the next one. You know who isn't aura forming though? Yoaster and their drip marketing. This new layout is ass and is being regularly upstaged by members of this community. Get your act together for the love of God.